So this video is going to introduce you to the box model that divs use in order to mark on the page. And so in a previous video, I created this file and created one single div on the page. And you notice that it looks just like a paragraph. What I'm going to do is split my panel, and I'm going to have my CSS at the top for the lessons, and at the bottom I'm going to have my file divs-nesting .html for a view of this. And so I'm going to show you how to style a div, and by styling this div I will show you the elements of the box model. All right, the box model in HTML allows you to have a width on the box that is currently selected. And in order to show this, I'm going to put these in as a comment inside the div here. You have a width, you have a height, you have a border, a padding, border, and margin. And these are measurements that are working from the inside to the outside of the div. And so I'm going to start to show you each of these. The first I'm going to show you is border, though, so you can see that the div on the page occupies a certain amount of space. So I'm going to make this border a 5 pixel solid dark gray border. And so that is now our block level element. It doesn't look dark gray because I had it highlighted, and when it's highlighted in brackets it shows as a sort of a dark blue. Okay. So now that I have my border, I can see what my box level element, or my block level element looks like. My box. This block level element, the text inside of it has a width and a height. Currently the default for this is the width is 100% of the browser window minus the width of the border and minus the width of a margin out on the outside here. Okay. Notice there's no padding on the left or the right by default, but there's a little bit of padding at the top or the bottom to handle the size of the typography in this space. All right, so if I want to change this, I'm going to change the width of this to 400 pixels. Okay, and you notice that right away it changes the width of this box to 400 pixels. I'm going to change the height of this. I'm going to make the height of this 200 pixels, okay? And that's going to give me a 200 pixel box. So now I have 400 by 200 pixels in this box, and I have a border around it. Now what I'm going to add here now is padding. And for my padding, I'm going to add in 10 pixels all the way around. And so that's going to give me about 10 pixels around the outside of this box, and those pixels are going to allow me to have some padding around this. And you see that it moves off from the side, and we're all good there. Okay. And then the last one I'm going to show you is margin. And the margin, I'm going to put a margin of about 50 pixels on this. So just really kind of push it towards the center of the screen. And so this block level element now is sitting 50 pixels off from the side. It has some text in there, and the text is occupying a space of 400 by 200. And then there's additional padding along the side of it. And then there's the border, and then there's the margin. Okay. A couple of additional things about the style on the box model and a way to illustrate things. If I do background color of this, we expect this background color to show up all the way through. We're going to do a EEDDCC as the background color. Okay. And we expect this background color to show up all the way through and include the padding, but not the border and not the margin. So margin has no background color. It won't take on any background color at all unless there's something behind it that has a background color. And but on the inside, that's where you expect the background color to change. In addition, whenever we're working with CSS, you're going to have some changes that you can apply only to these elements. So I can change this font family in here, and I'll change it from its default to Helvetica, Arial, and sans-serif. Okay. And so that's going to allow me to style a box. And in the next one, I'm going to show you how to work with a couple of different boxes and what happens whenever you float things around in a paragraph.